Jocko, I have a question for you. I know you're a very busy guy. How do you find time to read so many books? I have many that I want to read, but I have trouble having enough time. Any advice on how to set aside time to do so?
Sure.
All right, lay it on me.
Make time. What are you doing all day? The clock's ticking. What are you doing all day? Are you watching TV? Are you surfing the internet? Are you watching YouTube videos? That's my question. What are you doing before you go to sleep at night? Are you looking at Twitter? Are you looking at Instagram posts, Instagram videos? Mm-hmm. Tell me they're not like an addiction. Yeah. You get the Instagram video. Every one of them is funny. They're 38 seconds long. They're 1 minute long. Get to see people hurt themselves. Get to see people do dumb things. Make you feel good about yourself. Mm-hmm. I didn't do that dumb thing. Someone else did. I can laugh at them. How long are you going to look at those videos for when you could be reading? So there you go. Stop wasting a bunch of time. And then what about audiobooks? What are you doing when you're mowing the lawn? What are you doing when you're trimming the hedges? What are you doing when you're pulling weeds? What are you doing when you're cleaning the dishes? Get some audiobooks. What are you doing first thing in the morning? What are you doing? Are you waking up, checking your email, sitting around, waiting, wasting a bunch of time? Are you getting up early enough that you could just get up, get out of bed, go and read for 30 minutes? Mm-hmm. 30 minutes. That's what you have to do. You have to make time. There's plenty of time to read. You probably don't want to read as badly as you think. If you wanted to read that bad, you'd make time. You make time to breathe somehow. Yeah. Well, if you can make time to breathe, you can make time to read.
Yeah. I would say eat. Best. Yeah, eat would be a better one. Because eat, I think. Because you can read while you're doing other things sometimes, especially with audiobooks.
Just kind of like so I'm reading, always have to be reading a book to read a book for the podcast, right? Yeah. I had only read the first maybe 10 books that we read, that we did on the podcast. We've done 100 or something now, probably more than that. I'd only read like 10 of them, maybe a few more, but I'd read them so long ago. Maybe I'd read 30, but I'd read some of them so long ago that just I had to reread them. Yeah. And so then you say to yourself, okay, so when I read all the time, go to bed, reading, wake up, reading. Going in an airplane. What do people do in an airplane? Sleep. They watch a movie. I know you sleep. They do all this stuff. I sleep sometimes in an airplane, but if I'm not sleeping, guess what I'm doing? Reading, prepping for a podcast.
I can attest to that one.
Yeah.
What do you think is the biggest ones that people are, the biggest activities that they could just stop and it just.
For me, I think the biggest time sucks are YouTube. I think Instagram. Yeah. I think those two are really, stimulating to the brain. Yeah. And you actually get this weird, I'm going to learn a little something from this right here. I'm going to take something away from this. Yeah. I'm going to veg out. I'm going to escape from my world right now. It's like escapism, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And they actually have algorithms that know what you will click on. They actually know that about you. They mapped your little brain and know that if they put up a video if they put up a thumbnail of a video and it's got a heavy machine gun in it, they know they got a good chance I'm going to click on it. Right? Sure. And then they give it a catchphrase title, right? Yep. They give it a catchphrase title. Yeah. ISIS gets massacred. I got to watch that.
Got to do it.
Yeah. Oh, click.
Oh, yeah.
50 cal versus Taliban. Oh, cool. Click.
50 cal versus anything.
Right? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and actually
so they know what you're going to click on.
Yeah.
And that's so, and what do you get out of it? You watch it for 20 minutes.
Short game.
Yeah, you get nothing out of it. You get a book, you read, you learn, you write something. That's what you do.
Yeah, and actually the YouTube thing is, especially if that's one of your things, it's worse than it's not just YouTube who's trying to get you to watch the video. It's the video makers themselves. So YouTube has the algorithm. Oh, they got it all kind of sorted out there. Yeah. And now the video makers, they make titles like 50 cal versus XYZ, and they'll have a bunch of those too. And guess what? 50 cal versus, you can fill in the blank. You're probably going to watch that video. Doesn't matter.
Ultimate motivation speech ever.
Yes,
they give it the titles,
too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So
and so destroys whatever. Destroys reporter in interview.
Yeah, exactly right. So once
literally owned.
What makes that funny is because those are actual titles.
Yeah, those are actual titles.
So basically, right when you log on to YouTube, once YouTube pops up on your screen, bro, everyone on that screen is all sucking your attention. Literally, that's their job, sucking your attention. So yeah, man, that's a big one. Right, Instagram. So here's one that it really hit me really hard.
The gram.
And I like Instagram. It's like good, but if you're like trying to read, you know, if you want to read more or whatever, consider like, even like, let's say we stop recording just for a second. We're going to bust out our phones. We're going to maybe check an email. Maybe we got a text or whatever. And the probability of Instagram coming up on there, we're going to, you know, open it. But the probability of us opening Instagram is pretty significant. It's pretty high. And you're going to scroll through there or whatever. Even if you scroll for 2-3 minutes, right? You scroll through there. Maybe you looked at, 15, 20 people's posts, read what they had to say. Bruh, if you have a, what do you call that? Kindle or something, bruh, you do that same thing. It's like,
you're saying you could read.
Yeah, read instead. So if you had a camera, like once you said, like, imagine you're being videotaped. Like, what if you were being videotaped all day and all it did was calculate every time you opened up Instagram or Facebook or Twitter and or YouTube, all those put together, every time you open up, and you had that scenario in one average day. Then you take all that time and replace it with, you opened your Kindle to read or bust out a book. You know, you'll bring books or whatever with you, and that's how to. Instead of doing that, you did the book. Bro, you know how much reading you do? Bro, you'd read so much.
A lot of reading.
Yeah. So it's like, those are the time sucks, man. Your phone, it's so available, you know?
Yeah.
But, bro, you can read on your phone, too. That's a big one. TV, too. Do you watch TV?
Not really.
Bro, I watched one show now, and actually two, Hawaii Five-0, and that's it. Sometimes Shark Tank. That's it, man. 100%. It's weird.
How often is the Hawaii Five-0 on?
Once a week. And it goes in seasons, so you got...
How long is the season?
I don't know, 13 episodes, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. But nonetheless,
I have watched one TV show recently.
What?
It's called Billions.
Oh, well, you know. You're on
There's
now,
a little
man.
scenario unfolding on Billions. So,
all right, well, you know,
and
I'm
actually,
catch
it's
that
a good
one.
show. Actually,
All right, there you go.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, it's not like I've never seen any other show ever and never will. It's not that.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, you know how people, they watch TV routinely.
Well, and actually, I will separate the fact that nowadays you can watch TV in a different way, right?
Yeah,
it's not like at 8 o'clock on a Thursday night, you got to sit there and watch a 30-minute show with 30 minutes worth of commercials in it.
Yeah.
Right? No, you're on a flight somewhere, you've read, you got to take it easy on your eyes a little bit if you start reading too much. You've read for a long time. Okay, you're going to stare out the window for a little while, listen to this part of a podcast or something. Then you're like, okay, my brain is like barely functioning.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to watch an episode of Billions.
Yeah. Or Ballers. You ever seen Ballers?
I have not.
I don't know the difference. Well, I do know the difference. I watched that for a little bit. But, you know, like people have a routine, like tonight, you know, every night for 30 minutes, they watch TV with their kids or whatever. It's like that doesn't really happen anymore.
Yeah.
Next question.
It's really sad how much time you can waste these days with the distractions and the people trying to get that time from you.
Yeah, your discipline, like when you first started saying discipline equals, when I first started hearing it from you, that was like one of the things that popped into my head, like as being really obvious. Like if you are disciplined with your time, you'll have a lot of free time, like a lot of free time, way more than you would think anyway. because, you know, even when I'm like real busy, you know, if I can accurately remember my day, I can remember like just like 5 minutes here, 15 minutes there, like that. I did something that was a waste of time. And if you add up all those little minutes, you have probably hours, hours to do whatever.
Yeah. Do something progressive, you know,
Productive,
progress your life,
valuable,
all those things. Check.